Hey guys, it's Dennis from Collider Games. I'm here talking with Marc Fernandez. We're talking about a game called Marvel Powers United VR, and we're doing something a little different today. We're going to talk about the game. You're going to explain a lot about the play mechanics, the characters, the stories, all this stuff, and describe all the different things that someone would expect playing this game.
Yeah, basically a full review. Like, we're going to give it a review, but it's not going to be like some of the other reviews you see on the channel, which are great, which are Joey spending a lot of time on camera. Here we're just gonna. I played the game for hours this weekend, man. I played it all weekend long. I was convinced that this was gonna be the Bridge Crew weekend, TNG, but I saw that Marvel Powers United VR had come out for the Oculus Rift. I haven't turned up the Oculus Rift in a while. So I was like, let's do this, So I played the hell out of it. Had a lot of questions about the game when I was playing it. Went online and tried to look for answers. Couldn't find any. So I was like, well, wait a minute. I got a time machine right here, right? So we're going to make our own review and explain the things that I think every other VR enthusiast out there would want to know about this game.
So you said it's on Oculus Rift. It's an exclusive to Oculus Rift.
It's an exclusive. As far as I know, it's an exclusive, and it'll remain an exclusive. And it's an exclusive because they just announced a bundle for the Oculus Rift that you can buy the Rift with Marvel Powers United VR as the game that comes for free in it, right? Like the Mario style thing. So yeah, it's an Oculus. It's actually an Oculus Studios production. So it's definitely an exclusive. Sorry, Vive users. I would love to play this game on the Vive. I think it'd be much better on the Vive. Not available. And all your PS4 VR users out there, the ones that are really the biggest market share in VR right now, sorry, you won't be able to play it either.
Yeah, and this is developed by Sanzaru Games, I think?
Sanzaru Games, yeah, California-based developer that I actually have a real nice affinity for, because they have a game, and I'm gonna butcher the name of the game, but they have a game called VR Sports Challenge, I believe it's called. Yeah. Also Oculus Rift exclusive.
So why don't you give us a brief overview of the game itself? You came in today telling me how great it was.
Yeah. Or how much fun I had playing it. I don't know how great it is, but how much fun I had playing it. But so the game starts off with this prologue, right? Very cool prologue. Nice graphics, basically teaching you the navigation of the game. But for all of those people that love True Motion, you're going to like this game because the game has very good True Motion navigation. For those people that aren't crazy about True Motion, it gets them nauseous. You can put comfort mode on, and as you move with the True Motion, it creates a circular mask around your vision, which actually does help a little bit with motion sickness. So for those folks, you're going to get that ability. But now here's where it gets interesting. In the prologue, basically the prologue is just a demo, it's just a tutorial of the game. You can choose to be either Black Widow or Captain America. I only played the prologue once because it's a little bit, it's just like a demo. Teaches you some of the fundamentals of the game. Every character gets 4 moves in a special. There's like a special ability that you need to build up points to be able to press. It's almost like a fatality or something that you got to build up to. But you get 4 moves. And they're usually pretty much the same thing. It's a combination of like the right trigger, the left trigger. In the prologue, you're just kind of walking through this little preset, little like story, and you see the Hulk come in, you see Black Widow come in, you see all kinds of people come in. You don't see Iron Man come in. I was very actually surprised. I don't think Iron Man's in the game, period.
No, I'm looking at the list right now. There's 18 characters.
18 characters.
You got Black Panther, you got Rocket Raccoon, you got Deadpool, Captain Marvel, Hulk, Black Bolt, Thor, Hawkeye, Black Widow, Star-Lord, Gamora. Yeah, Captain America, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Storm, Iceman. Like, there's... Yeah,
great characters.
No Iron Man though.
No Iron Man, and it is a little sad because he would be great for these mechanics. But anyway, no Iron Man. So you get this little prologue. It teaches you how to play the game. and then it throws you into the lobby of the game, which is like the spaceship that you're on with Lockjaw. And Lockjaw is an amazing character in this game. Really gives you that Marvel feeling every time, like Lockjaw teleports you to all your different missions. And when you're about to go into this mission and you're looking at Lockjaw, this game actually has great music. I'm somebody that always turns the music off in every game that I play. I have not turned the music off yet in this game. The music is very, very good, very well placed. It gives you that moment of, wow, I'm a superhero. It's really, really good. It has tones of that Alan Silvestri vibe to it. Very, very good use of music. But in any case, so now you pass the prologue and you're in this spaceship. And the spaceship is basically your lobby. This is where you unlock new suits. This is where you complete your little metagame. This is where you unlock collectibles. And this is also your lobby where you team up with friends, because at its core, Marvel Powers United VR is a multiplayer game. It's a 4-person co-op game. Now, choosing your hero. Now, when you choose your hero, you got, like Dennis was saying, you have 18 different heroes to choose from. Now, every hero has 4 abilities and 4 challenges. And they're basically like achievements. And as you unlock each of these achievements, you start getting a star rating for each of these achievements. And the goal is to get each character to 4 stars, right? And once you get each character to 4 stars, just by the natural progression of the game, you start unlocking things like, or collecting chests, bones for Lockjaw, and pieces of this cube. Now, the pieces of the cube are part of the metagame that once you collect, I believe it's 25 cubes, you can fight Thanos, right? So before you fight Thanos, you have a bunch of different levels that you can choose from. They're all basically the same, and I'll get into that in a second. But once you defeat each level successfully, you get this cube. You got to collect 25 cubes. Once you collect 25 cubes, you unlock the Thanos level, and you can fight Thanos. Now, after you try to fight Thanos, win or lose, you only need 10 cubes to fight him again. But fighting Thanos gives you a bunch more chests and all this kind of stuff. What chests do, chest gives you action poses, and it gives you costumes, which is great, right? Because, so I'm playing a Spider-Man predominantly right now. And of course, I want to unlock every Spidey costume. That's like that's the first thing I want to do, even though I had a lot of fun playing Deadpool too. I'll get that in a sec. But Spider-Man is my dude. That's the character that I like. So I've been playing Spider-Man, and I got Spider-Man up to 3 stars already, out damaging everybody. And this is just because once you start getting good at a character, you start to realize the sort of tricks behind the gameplay. It's ultimately just an exercise in super spamming. So you got to be really good at spamming to be good at this game. And Spider-Man is a very good character to spam with, and he does a lot of damage. And like, I equate Spider-Man to like a mage class or something. It's primarily ranged. Very, very, very good character. Like, blow the damage meters guaranteed. I haven't been able to see one character that even comes close so far that I've played with. Each character you choose, you don't choose, but you have to fulfill these 4, like achievements that are all tied into one of your abilities. And then as you do that, you start getting stars. Once you unlock the stars, then your character becomes... I don't know if the character becomes stronger. It feels stronger. But look, it's early days yet. So I don't know if getting to the 4 stars makes your character stronger or not. Or maybe I just know how to play him better. But he does feel stronger than when I went to the Hulk just to check out the Hulk, and I was at 0 stars. And I go up to the arena and I do no damage. And I score no points. But maybe that's just because I don't know how to play him. So I'm not sure if the stars are connected to damage or not. It might not be. But the gameplay mechanic. So let's talk about very specifically with VR. Everybody talks about locomotion, right? So like I said, at the beginning of the game, you start off with natural motion. And after you finish the demo, you can set the comfort level to on, which puts the mask around the thing, right? Now, the cool thing is that there's also teleport. So for everybody who wants to do teleport, every character can teleport. You press A, you point to wherever you want to go, and it teleports there. In the game, they make it seem like it's like a leap or like a sprint or something like that. But fundamentally, it's teleport. And it's actually really cool. And I'm so glad that they did it. Because I'm one of those people, because I'm old, that true motion doesn't work for me. Like, I get seasick with true motion. You know, I get so invested in the environment that when it moves and I'm not moving, I get seasick. I get nauseous. So I'm very, very glad that this game has teleportation. Now, with Spider-Man specifically, there's been a lot of talk online about how one of the bad things in this game is that Spider-Man can't swing. Here, play the video. I'm swinging with Spider-Man. You can absolutely swing with Spider-Man. It's actually, it's not like shoot at the top and fulcrum and swing back and forth, but it's absolutely shoot to where you want to go and you teleport there. And like, it's a really cool thing. Look at it. I'm doing it here. It's a lot of fun. And in VR, I always wonder, how do you make a great Spider-Man game? Because that, you know, Homecoming VR demo wasn't very good. And even the mechanics weren't that fun. Man, this is how you make a Spider-Man VR game. These guys nailed it. The swinging is so much fun when you're playing, and you like, when the mission starts and you like swing up to your perch and you're getting attacked and you swing to the other one. It really, really works. It's not exactly swinging as you would imagine it, but it is swinging. And everybody telling you that you can't swing in United Powers VR is wrong, because you can, and I'm doing it right now. So, so now let's talk about the game itself, right? So you basically, it's you and 3 other players. You can also play solo with AI. I don't know if AI actually, I think you might be able to play solo without AI and it scales the enemies. I haven't really played solo too much because the whole point of the game is multiplayer, and it's actually fun to play with people. So you typically might have to go once or twice into a lobby to find a good lobby of like-minded players. I did find that. There are a lot of people playing it, so finding a team is not hard. But know that you might need to refresh a few times. All you do is you go back to the menu, cancel, search for party, search for a new party until you find a good team. So once you find a good group and you enter the game, basically the game comes, it's basically a wave shooter. You know, that's basically what it is. It's a wave shooter in one environment that's not that big, kind of like an arena style environment. And you get wave and wave and wave of enemies. You get a boss. You have to defend some points in the map. Wave, 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 enemy. You get another boss. And these are, the bosses are actually really fun. You know, so far I've fought Venom. I fought Loki. I fought the dude from the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Ronan the Accuser.
Ronan the Accuser. Yeah. So the boss fights are cool. You only get 2 of them, and I've only gotten those 4. Like, I don't think I've seen anybody else.
But then you fought Thanos, though, right?
I haven't fought Thanos yet.
Okay, so you're trying to get the cubes to fight Thanos.
Yeah, yeah. I'm at like 18 of 25, so I'm very close, but I haven't fought Thanos yet. And when I do get it, like, I've actually been told by a few players that it's better the first time you fight him to fight him alone, so that you can. I think it scales the difficulty down, so, and you get like 7 or 8 chests with it, and chests is what gives you your costumes and your special ability, your action poses and stuff like that. So that's basically the whole the game. It's wave, boss, defend, wave, boss. Then you have to put together this like machine that sends this signal back to Lockjaw, and then you're back in the home base. So you basically get 2 bosses for every level, and it's a lot of fun. It's addicting, but it is an exercise in spam. It is just like, I mean, it's so bad when you're playing Spider-Man. Spider-Man has this ability where you can take a little drone from your wrist and toss it on the floor, and it hunts enemies down. But for the most part, you're just like spamming the web shooters. And you're doing it so fast and so often that when you stop web shooting to pull out the drone, you can't feel your hands. So it's almost like when your hand's asleep and you can't move it. Yeah. Like, you can't even move it to press the button to grab the drone out of your wrist. It's really rough. There was a lot of players in my teams that were playing as Wolverine. and everybody just complained about it. Like, I can't believe, like, I've never done this much exercise in my life. I can't even imagine what playing Wolverine is like.
Yeah, because you got to move your hands all the way around, slashing.
Yeah.
Every time you want to hit someone.
It's just constant slashing. And you have to keep your buttons pressed because the Wolverine character has this kind of analog claw thing. There's so many different characters. I played as the Hulk, just to check it out, and it's really cool because it changes. So for every hero that you play as, it changes the scale. So when you're Hulk, everybody's really small, you know. So you can walk up to like Deadpool, and he's like puny human, you know. It's like all that stuff. Like he's a tiny little guy. It's like when you're playing as Rocket Raccoon, everybody's really, really big, you know. So it really does a nice job in making it. The game is very repetitive. You have 5 or 6 levels: wave, boss, wave, defend, boss, arm, machine. That's the same thing for every single level. It's the same exact thing. The only differences are the environment, where you perch, where you position yourself. Some are bigger, some are smaller, but that's the game. Again and again and again and again and again. Some people have called it a grind. It is a grind, okay? But where the game, I think, really lies is that this is version 1.0. And for version 1.0, it's not bad. Is that the content really comes in exploring all of these characters. I've only really tried Spider-Man a lot. I'm very good with Spider-Man. Deadpool a little. Hulk a little. Captain America a little. And I think that's it. That's the only players I've actually tried. I haven't even tried Rocket Raccoon. Yeah. But I've heard that the Rocket Raccoon skill thing is very cool too. So you can just have fun in maxing out the 4 stars for every character. That's going to take you a really long time. And it's cool to play with your friends. Look, long and the short of it, I like this game. It's a must-buy. I mean, it's not even a question. It's like, it's a must-buy.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun, especially when you talk about the different characters and the different powers and how each one is the way you fight and attack. Because like the way it sounds like Spider-Man and the way you play as Hulk. Because you told me like the Hulk, you know, you smack your hands together, you smack the ground.
Yeah, smack the ground.
It's different. And
it's different for every character. It's different.
So that you get to feel like you're that character and have those powers.
I've seen a lot of people playing as. I'm actually very intrigued. Oh, because there's a major game mechanic that I haven't talked about because I haven't played as any of these characters. But I've seen a lot of people playing as Doctor Strange. And Doctor Strange can levitate and move around as he's levitating. So that's, I think, where true motion will probably be more useful because you can fly and be very specific where you want to fly around to. That kind of stuff would get me seasick. But again, it does have a good comfort mode. They are aware of the seasick factor. So there's options, you know, like, so it makes the game very playable. But yeah, you can fly around the entire environment for certain characters. I believe the ones that I've seen flying, Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, Storm. I saw Thor flying around. Yeah. Rocket Raccoon flies.
With the jetpack or something.
I think so, yeah. Rocket Raccoon flies. I haven't seen all the characters. Like I've never seen anybody play with Black Bolt. That's his name, right? Yeah. Yeah, I've never seen anybody play with Black Bolt. I've never seen anybody play with Iceman. I'm sure Iceman can fly too. There's a few characters that I just haven't seen people playing with. But I've seen a lot of Wolverines. Everybody complains that it's exhausting. So if you want to burn some calories, Wolverine is your choice. People, I haven't seen a lot of Spider-Mans because like when I'm playing a Spider-Man, to their credit, a lot of people say, oh, this guy's got 3 stars on Spidey. I have 0. I'll let him be Spidey. I'll choose another character.
Even though you can have the same character.
Yeah, you can have 4 Spider-Mans.
But that's kind of boring.
It's kind of boring, yeah, but you can have 4 Spider-Mans. Yeah.
Like when you want to play, you want to have a dynamic going where you have a certain power and skill set and someone else. It's just like in all the MMOs, right?
First of all, that's a great question. And to be very specific, there's little to no need for team dynamics or utilities in the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so there's no healing.
Okay.
If you die in the game or if you're low on health, there's no way to heal yourself. that I'm aware of anyway. Reviving, you have 5 seconds to be revived. No, 10 seconds to be revived. And how reviving works is that you just get near another player who's down. You just stand near them in this little red circle, and they get revived, and then they don't lose a bonus or something. I think the only penalty for dying is you lose some kind of bonus when it comes to your final score. So it's not a huge consequence, but there's no healing. Mm-hmm. So like in typical squad-based RPGs, there's your healer, your tank, and your damage. Yeah. Here, it's basically everybody's damage. Mm-hmm. You know, I guess if you're Hulk, you're more tanky. You probably have better defenses. But I haven't really dug deep into how the hit points work, how the defensive mitigators work, how any of this work. Oh, one thing I do want to talk about is, as you're playing the game, you're building up this special ability. Like for Spider-Man, it's like electric webs, and they're super powerful. And the cool part is that after you've unlocked it once, it gets easier to unlock it again. So if you keep doing tons and tons of damage, your damage actually starts going from white to yellow to green to purple. And when it's at purple, that's your epic damage. You do 5 times more damage than everybody else. And you start unlocking that thing like every 15 seconds. And it creates this manic arcade thing that is just so much fun, and you think would give you like convulsions or some kind of like seizure, but it doesn't. It just feels great. It's a really cool game. It's very one-dimensional, but you can see how this is just the beginning of a whole new world of superhero-based VR games. It's very, very exciting. It's a little bit of a bummer that it's exclusive to the Rift, because I'm a Vive guy. I think the Vive is just a superior machine, but it plays very well on the Rift. Highly recommend it. If you have a Rift and you don't have this game, you're just wasting time.
All right, so that sounds like a good recommendation from you. I think I'll be going over to your place.
Yeah. So Dennis is going to come over on Thursday
and check it out.
And maybe you can do like a little quick reaction. Maybe we can film you playing, or we can do a little reaction of what your thoughts are on the game. Because look, this is just my opinion. Yeah. This is just my opinion on the game. Buy it.
Yeah. And see, I think VR has a lot of potential, and this is probably one of those games that's unlocking in to the mass audience, because Marvel is such a big property.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So cool. That's it for this kind of explainer review thing that we're doing.
It's a little different. It's a little different, but it's almost like talking about the game, and I try to go into a lot of detail as possible. If you have more questions about the game, leave them in the comments, and we'll try to answer them.
All right. See you guys later.